Hello, welcome to Arcadia again and to another unboxing video, and a very special unboxing at that, because unlike the previous videos where we have been opening the Boneyard collection from WizKids, the official D&D miniature line, this time we'll be opening some minis that I bought from an Etsy shop of a Portuguese fellow of mine called the Mimic Box. I had them sitting on my desk for a while because I thought, why not opening them together as well? I'd also like to introduce to this series of videos this balance between opening published official miniatures, pre-painted at that, and also more indie-like miniatures, stuff like the Fantasy Series 1 that we already unboxed, the very first unboxing video in this channel actually. So hopefully I'm going to be doing more of these in the future. If you like this kind of video, please let me know down below in the comments in the Underdark. And also, as always, if you'd like to support the channel, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so YouTube actually warns you whenever a new video comes up, and tell your D&D friends. So without further ado, let's get to the unboxing part of these miniatures. This is the box that I got sent. It has my two miniatures in here. So let me start by cutting everything. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with the way the box was sent. I mean, it doesn't have any visible physical damage, and it had duct tape all around it, so I can be pretty sure that this was not violated in any way. And upon opening it, this is what I found inside. So there's bubble wrap all around it that is carefully enveloping what are about 5 packages enveloping the miniatures, and there's this little roll that I'm not quite sure what it is. I'll leave it for later. I'm going to take these the bags containing the actual miniatures to show you guys. So pretty safe packaging so far. Let's start by the first miniature that I got, and oh boy, this looks interesting. Let me cut this open so you can see it as well. So I will be honest with you. I don't remember what this is supposed to be. I forgot what the name of the miniature was since I ordered it, but I was instantly captivated by the whole aesthetic of it. Let me throw this away. You can see that it is an angel kind of character with limbs, human limbs for wings. The concept was so cool. I was instantly captivated, and I had to get it. And I got it for a fairly cheap price as well. I'm not quite sure what it was. Oh, actually, it comes here in the... This one was 20 euros, but it was in discount, so it came to about 15. And in US dollars, it should be around $17, $18 maybe. And just look at the concept. Just look at it and think about what you could do with a guy like this in your campaign. This has... Oh, and only now I'm noticing the arm that is pointing, it's 2 arms. Just look at the detail. It's really, really cool. And it even comes with the base. These little raised days. That seems like there are hands also pushing this rock out of the ground. So it actually, once you glue it all, it comes out like this. A really cool concept. This is BBEG level. I mean, I'm not sure it sounds as menacing as to make it a world-ending villain, although it certainly could. It seems like this fallen angel, or maybe even a proto-deity. I mean, what you can do with this, the possibilities are so endless that, this is a really cool concept and a really good food for thought. You can look at this, and I can assure to you that everyone watching this video has a different idea on how this creature could come into play in your campaigns. So let me test a little bit the plastic itself. It's somewhat rigid. It's one of those miniatures that will probably break before it bends. As a comparison, for example, I can show you to this skeleton, this Goliath skeleton that I got from the Boneyard collection. If you see the axe, just with the strength of one finger, I can bend the axe quite a lot, and it doesn't strain, which is what doesn't happen in this wing. I mean, I cannot do much force, I cannot apply much strength to it before becoming afraid that I might break it. And in fact, this little piece break off. I'm not sure if this could have happened in the package, or could have happened when I was unboxing it, because I was not very careful. There is this secondary horn, and because it's a very fragile part of the miniature, it broke off. So this is a similar plastic, or the overall strength of the miniature is somewhat similar to what I felt when opening the Fantasy series line. It's that kind of plastic, which is fairly common in 3D printed miniatures, that will break before it bends. Some people like it better this way. I don't really care that much, I think. I care mostly about the pose and the details, and I gotta say the details are fairly convincing. I'm going to make the miniature, to put the miniature as close to the camera as I can, but you can see all these veins and lines of flesh stretching like web between each arm of the wing. And even the muscles are fairly well detailed, the lines on the clothes as well. I can say for sure that this kind of detail you wouldn't find anywhere in any of the published lines from WizKids. I mean, the larger details, sure, they have it, but such fine detail, yeah, this miniature is quite well made. Even the spikes on this horn, the sole horn that it has, you can see it here in contrast with the head. They are quite pointy, quite detailed, so I'm very happy with the level of detail that I got in this miniature. It's a shame that the horn broke off, but to be honest, I can't be sure that it wasn't me doing that while I was unpacking it, so I think I shouldn't blame the store for that. Let me get to the second miniature. And the second miniature, if you are a player at my campaign right now, you probably should not keep watching this video, because this is a monster that might be coming up very soon, in the near future. So this is a box, this is a miniature that comes into 4 separate bags. And the interesting part of it is that although they are separate bags, the sender, the shop owner, was careful enough to make it all of the same, all in the same plastic, so you can know which pieces belong to each minis. Let me break this miniature free so we can try to assemble it loosely and see how it looks when it's in its full glory. So, as you probably figured already, this is a bone naga, and it was very tightly packed, so which made it actually a little bit difficult to remove some of the parts. I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. Well, in terms of assembly, I'll probably have to sand this piece a little bit, because as you can see here, this larger section of the snake, it doesn't fit very well into the hole. I have to apply a little bit of force, and even so it gets a little gap. This is something that's easily fixed with a little bit of sanding, but you should be aware that that will be needed if you want to buy a similar miniature. The top part fits much better, although there's still a slight gap in here. But once you put the whole figure together, and this is the part that I like the most, because that I value the most, because stuff like the packaging and these little bits that might require a little extra attention, that can all be fixed. The only thing that really is unchangeable, and that really is the whole value of the miniature, is the pose and the quality of the details and everything like that. The actual miniature itself, you could say, and this miniature is just amazing. I mean, I'm placing this a little bit off plane, but if you ignore the little gap in the lower region, just look at the menacing look of this. I mean, this is a pretty cool miniature. It has slightly less detail than the angel, but you can still see some indentations and some texture to the bones that will come very handy when dry brushing these two, and when painting the wash over it, so it runs into the crevices. It has a very... I'm a veterinarian. I had to study animal vertebrae for years, so I know what real vertebrae look like. And though these are a little fantasized, the anatomy of it is fairly accurate. And these processes here, these sticking bits of bone, they seem very realistic. And overall, I think even the detail on this base, you could have a base built around just rocks and mud and stuff like that to give you a little bit more secure footing to hold the miniature together. But the sculptor, the designer of the miniature, even went as far as making this column rubble, like this bone naga was once guarding ancient ruins, but some evil ritual corrupted the actual corporeal form of the naga, and as such only the skeleton remained, but the naga still lingers at those ruins. It's a very cool concept, and although I already know what I'm going to use these naga for, this has the potential to fuel stories as well. And that's the kind of miniatures that I like the most. Miniatures that fuel stories. That's all D&D is all about, really. So yeah, these were, let me get the name straight. These were the Man-Eater Skull Naga from Artisans Guild, and the Afflicted Celestial, the Light Corrupt from Mini Monster Mayhem. If you want to get miniatures like this, you can go to the Etsy shop of the Mimic Box. It's the mimicboxportugal.etsy.com. This was not a paid review or anything. I'm just doing this out of the kindness of my heart, you could say. But it is a good product. It is, so far as I can see, it's a very cool, detailed, and well-made print. And there's a lot more minis there, so if you'd like to just head there. Again, this is my complete honest opinion, not paid in any way, not sponsored as well, although that wouldn't change at all my opinion. Before we end up the unboxing, there's this little roll of paper that I also got from the box, and I don't really know what it is, but oh my, this is very... Okay, so let me show you to this camera here. This scroll contains information about this monster that you can use to enhance your campaign, your background on this creature. This is awesome. This is so authentic, and it comes with the appropriate stat block as well. I mean, not only you get a miniature, but you also already get this very cool piece of information to help you fuel your imagination even more to use this miniature effectively in your game. It is called the Apostle, this creature. And it has a little quotation in the beginning. "I've heard you are looking for the Lady of the Eclipse. Please stop at once. Nobody has ever found her, and there is one to blame. The one who calls himself the Apostle, who she herself seems to call her hand. Most of the parties who have tried to search for her were stopped by him. Gary Byron, retired adventurer." This is... I'm not going to read the whole thing because actually I'm not sure I would get in trouble by doing this. But the stat block says that this is a challenge rating 9 monster. It has a lot of abilities and actions, legendary actions as well. One of them is called Crown of the Apostle. I'm not sure if I'm butchering the English pronunciation of this word. There's one called Reach of Devotion, and a legendary action called Apostle's Conviction. I mean, this is really cool. Props to whoever designed this. I'm not sure, I'm sorry. But not only it is a very cool and interesting miniature, very well detailed as well. More detailed than the Naga, I can tell you that. But to have it accompanied by this little lore information and stat block as well is pretty nice. So a really nice surprise. I wholeheartedly can recommend to you that you buy miniatures like these either from Mimic Box for the service that I'm very pleased with, or from these sculptors. And that's it. That's the unboxing. If I ever get to paint these miniatures, because my miniature list to paint is getting very extensive, I will show it to you in this channel, or maybe in my social media pages, which by the way are at The First Arcadian in Instagram and Twitter, at T1starcadian in Twitter, if you feel like you want to see the kind of fantasy art that I'm working on. That was the unboxing, guys. It was a change of pace. And if you'd like to see me opening more miniatures from third-party sculptors and stores, please let me know down below in the comments, so I know that I'm making videos that you guys want to see. I think that's everything for now. Don't forget that there's a whole load of videos about Dungeons and Dragons in this channel as well, aside from the unboxing. Please be sure to check those too. I hope to see you in the next video.